Dominic Cruz is not aged.
All right, guys, we're back and we are
Jeep's
rolling.
paying him for all those commercials.
Man, he went on Monster Energy. Whatever happened to him and a Hans Molenkap fight? That never happened. What is up, y'all? Been a while. Been a crazy couple weeks.
And we don't have our studio lights here, so we're having a little more intimate.
Yeah, we got the candlelight going.
I got my candle. I'm a big fan of candles. I don't know why.
This
is that Gwyneth Paltrow pussy candle?
Yeah, we got the fucking Boys the Men
smells just
slightly
like it
in the background. Right, we can't put it too loud because if you guys hear it, we'll get that copyright strike. But you know, listen. I'll make love to you. I didn't want to sing.
I thought it was R. Kelly.
Hey, did you see the Whitney Cummings bit about R. Kelly? Where she when people puts it on accidentally so she can dance to it, but she didn't put it on. It's a great bit. I'm not gonna kill it, but it's great.
I haven't watched her new.
Yeah, it's her new one. She's like dancing around. They're like, yeah, you shouldn't be listening to this but she's like, I love this, but it's a good one. Yeah, check it out. But anyway, we got some fights to talk about. UFC Fight Night. I think we have this card, then one more. Then there's finally breaking the action.
Finally.
They got the pay-per-view coming up.
Out.
Yeah, they got to get 40 something a month, a year, something like that. It's a great main event for sure, right? We got basically these guys are it might be winner gets the next title shot. Depending how things line up, I know we got Jan and Sugar coming up, right?
Yeah.
But what if somebody gets injured in that
winner
fight?
of Jan and Sugar's getting a title shot.
But what if that person can't do
Sugar
it?
is getting.
But what I'm saying is, it's all about turnaround. We all know Peter Young likes to eat his pizza. We all know he likes to eat his pizza. Does he want to turn around and get a fight as fast as Aljo would want it?
I think Sugar's getting that Alex Pereira treatment. If he beats Jan, he's getting the title
But what
shot.
if he wins and is injured? I'm saying these fighters right here are going to be right in line for a title shot if they win this fight.
I think Merab and Aldo winners ahead.
Merab's never going to fight Aljo. Honestly, if Aljo beats TJ, he's going to fight at Volkanovski.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's talk about this fight. 2 top 5 bantamweights, possibly the bantamweight GOAT.
I would say so.
He's in the conversation, right? We'd love to see him and TJ again to fight for that, right? Yeah. Cheeto Vera, who's been on fire. He's the only one to supposedly beat Sugar Sean O'Malley. So it was
He did beat Sugar Sean.
Not according to the Sean O'Malley Athletic Commission.
He also beat Davey Grant.
Yes, which was crazy.
He's 1 for 2.
Listen, I can't.
Don't talk about Davey like that.
I couldn't believe that Davey Grant fight. We both were watching that in a restaurant at once. And then we went outside the restaurant and we checked our phones again. And somehow, Davey Grant was beating his ass early. It was looking good for Davey.
Davey was getting
and then by that third round, what the fuck just happened?
Well, typical Cheeto fight.
And that's what Cheeto does. And that's, I think, going to be a real big key to this fight. Cheeto had his first 5-round fight against Rob Font where there was kind of what's the word I'm looking at? What's the opposite of busy? He was pretty calm, collected. He wasn't throwing heavy volume, but every time he did strike, man.
And I think that'll be it here, though.
But at the end of every one of those rounds, he fucking drops Font where he could have finished him, and he decided not to. Almost what, 3 out of the 4 rounds at least?
Yeah.
Something like that. Whereas if he doesn't have those explosive moments, Font might win those rounds. And he might lose that fight. We might be having Rob Font versus Dominic Cruz right now. Whereas Dom, is he going to be able to clip and catch Dom like that? I don't know.
I think he's going to work leg kicks and shit early on. And I think Dom's probably going to bank the first 2. I think it's going to be that 3rd round. That's where Cheeto turns up. Late second, 3rd round.
This also takes me back to the last time he fought a WEC fighter, Aldo. And when Aldo got control of him on the ground, Cheeto did not look that good down there.
Dominic, I think they're going to
Dominic could definitely wrestle.
I think they're going to
Dominic could definitely wrestle. And could he hold top position? Could Cheeto get out? That's a factor in this fight that we need to talk about.
A point fight. I think he's going to try to avoid big, heavy grappling exchanges. So his knees are fucking... What I'm saying is, say Cheeto's leg kicks are landing and it starts getting hurt. Well, then you have to.
I'm saying Dom gets to those wrestling games. I think Dom has more pass to win this fight. Cheeto should be the favorite, rightful favorite. He probably wins this fight, but I think Dom Cruz is. If we're saying that Cheeto wins 6 out of 10 of these fights, this is one of those 4.
I don't think Cheeto wins a decision. I like to see what the Cheeto wins by decision odds are. I would either take Cheeto winning in the 4th or 5th round or Dom 48.
Has Dom only been finished once?
Cejudo finished him. I think
that's
might be it.
And that was a shady finish. That was a cigarettes and alcohol Keith Peterson finish. We all know about that, right? That was a shady.
He was hating.
I don't know if that was a fucking he was really knocked out. But also fun stat with Dominic Cruz, he's never lost a non-title fight. Every fight he's had in his career that wasn't for a championship he's won, I think he gets it done by decision. I think it's gonna be a fun one.
Give me Cheeto.
I think it's gonna be a fun fight.
Late.
It's gonna be a banger. It deserves the main event status it's got. This is my main event. This one right here is Mike Fight League written all over.
This is a good fight. David Onama, Nate Landwehr. Nate Landwehr is fucking wild. He's gonna come forward.
He might get knocked out 3 times, but still knock you out. Like, he does not stop coming forward. He is fucking nuts. He's a madman. Looked great against Ludwig Klein, who just looked like a killer last couple weeks ago in London, right? Showed some grappling that I didn't even know he fucking had, which he must have picked up fighting over in Russia. Versus David Onama, who has been, everyone's favorite fighter lately, right? Working with James Krause, debuted. He won people over in a loss. His debut against Mason Jones, fighting up a weight class, held his own, showed he was tough as shit. And then it has 2 highlight reel knockouts, his last 2 fights. This is going to be a fucking banger. Circulate it.
Nate Landwehr's going to come forward. He's going to throw heavy shots. It's going to be wild, but I think Onama's going to catch him.
Can Onama win that ugly fight? This we're going to find out. He definitely has the power to put him to sleep.
And he's going to be bigger.
I will say this fight ends in a knockout. This fight is not going to the cards.
No.
This fight is not going to the cards. I'm not going. I went against Nate Landwehr last fucking time, and I'm still pissed by that. So I'm going Nate Landwehr in a fucking banger.
2 underdogs for you so far.
A banger. A banger.
All right. I don't know, Mike. I know Yasmin's the A side of this. I think.
But I think if there was going to be a finish to the fight, it's probably going to come from the Lucindo. She's got higher. I think she's the one with the higher. This is 2 chicks. One's 23, one's 20 years old. Like, you can only find I think it's Lucinda. You can only find 1 fucking fight on video of these chicks. Like, it's really hard to even read it. Cage fight. Like, she definitely has a higher finishing clip though. Than
where is this? Is Yasmin off the Contender Series or something?
I don't know.
Why do they even have this fight on the card?
And it's number 3.
Yeah, she hasn't fought. This is just basically fucking 2 chicks. I guess I think they're doing it. They're in San Diego, the Mexican audience. That's what I think it is. She's a Mexican fighter.
Okay.
I don't know enough to make a smart decision on this one. I'm gonna.
She's a moderate favorite, -200.
Right, but again, you can't find these. A 23-year-old woman versus a 20-year-old woman. How do you fucking know what either one of them are?
Yeah.
And they haven't fought. They've all fought. I mean, what's her name? Yasmin has fought at Combate, which is a higher level fighting for sure. I'm gonna go with her, but I'm not. I don't have any fucking flag to stab. I don't have any big numbers I'm gonna go to, or any real big knowledge about that. I'm just gonna go to because she has bigger federation she fought it. I think. I'm
gonna play that one. I'm gonna play that favorite. What's her name? Yasmin.
Yasmin. Yeah.
Nobody's gonna play her.
But she's not a finisher.
She might be.
She has no finish.
You finish her until you're not.
I'm gonna play everybody, but it's better with the percentages. She's gonna be low. Devin Clark versus Azamat Mirzakhanov. I'm
liking the dog here, and Devin Clark.
Man, I'm dogging all night long.
You can't
what's gonna happen in this card, right? We've been fucking spoiled with finishes lately. There's gonna be 0 finishes on this card.
Don't say that.
We went 10.
What, 5 fights or whatever?
Because what time's this?
We went 10 for 10 last week. It was 10 for every fight finished. Every last fight finished. We only get 2 this week. And I don't think this is going to be one of them. Azamat Mirzakhanov came highly regarded out of Russia. He has a wrestling background. He wants to stand and bang. That's what he wants to throw. He wants to throw heavy hands. He has some fucking highlight reel knockouts. But he was losing that fight.
Didn't look that great to Tefon.
He was losing that fight. He caught him with a high knee late. But he wants to bang versus guy Devin Clark, who is tough as fucking nails. He's going to eat your best shot. His loss there to Ion Kudalaba, right? His teeth were caved in. The doctor asked him, do you want to fucking just call it one? Because he was getting his ass whipped. There was no way he was coming back in the fight. He said no. He came out and survived the 3rd round of the fight. So I don't think there's quit in Devin Clark's heart. He can wrestle his ass off. He
sustain it for 3 rounds?
He just did it to William Knight.
Yeah.
He threw William Knight around for 3 rounds. That's a heavy motherfucker.
William Knight ain't got the hands that Azamat.
But he's got to pick a guy up like that.
I think Devin Clark's going to get it done.
Devin Clark is a heavyweight fighting at light heavyweight.
Right, he's coming down to light heavyweight.
Well, he fights primarily at light heavyweight, but he fought his last fight at heavyweight and he looked great. I thought he was going to stay up there. That's how good he looked in that fight. I think Devin Clark's going to win this by decision. Get a lot of the ground control time. Maybe a ground and pound late finish, and by wearing out Azamat getting it. But it's definitely wrestling's going to be his path.
We'll know a lot in that 1st round. If he can't get him down, he's in for a long night, though.
I don't think Azamat can finish him either, though.
I think he can.
Man, you go watch the Kudalaba fight. See the fucking.
That's why. That's a lot of damage
that he took, and he ate it, and he came back and
fought. Look what just happened to Luke.
He ate, but he didn't win his last fight. That was
the first time he got finished. But even Neil said it.
Well, now we want to talk about finishes.
Everybody gets knocked out.
We're gonna talk about finishes. A finish is gonna happen in this fight. This is the classic grappler versus striker. No, it's gonna be a sub. I could be wrong. What's Silva's all his decision or his finish losses are all submissions. Gerald Meerschaert, all of his finish losses are knockouts. versus a knockout artist and a submission artist. This is one of them gonna happen.
Bruno Silva's gonna knock GM3 out.
All his losses. Who's that?
Kimura.
Who is this?
This is
Silva.
Yeah, I think all of his.
He loses by sub.
If he loses in the distance, it's by sub, and if he
lost by KO there,
it's exhibition.
It's
tough.
Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, so basically all his official fights that he lost in the distance were subs, and Gerald, all his fights that he's lost in the distance were knockouts. So you got a knockout artist versus it. The problem that I don't like about Gerald Meerschaert is he does not have good takedown game.
No, he's like Paul Craig.
His grappling is amazing though.
Yeah.
Like once he hits that realm, he is awesome down there on the floor. Even that Jocko fight, he was throwing shit up from the bottom position.
Yeah, but you really don't want to be on your back in MMA.
And we saw his chin checked against Hamza.
I think Bruno's gonna knock him the fuck out.
I am gonna go with the Bruno because I think Bruno has a little bit better grappling than Gerald Meerschaert has stand up, and I think Bruno does land that big shot.
Give me Bruno.
Give me both sides in DraftKings. I want both of them. I want both of them in DraftKings. Is what I'm saying.
Give me Lipsky.
I am going with the Zombie Girl.
Give me Lipsky.
First off, I was gonna go with Priscilla Cachoeira last week. When this was supposed to happen. I just think Lipsky is not going to be physical enough for her. Zombie Girl's going to walk through her shots, and she's going to knock her out because he hits hard. She'll take 3 to land 1, but her ones are fucking big. And Lipsky's not used to that type of physical effort. Also, last week, this fight got canceled because Lipsky was in the hospital. She had to be sent to the hospital from the weight fucking cut. And so bad.
But is that just like a precaution thing?
I don't know. She had to be in the hospital.
She seemed like she wanted to fight. And stuff.
There's no such thing as if you don't have to be in the hospital, you can leave.
Supposedly she had COVID too recently.
But if you they can't keep you in the hospital if you don't want to be there. So she decided she had to be there. So she chose. And it's so bad that she did not get cleared to fight at 125. This has to be at 135. So that's another big factor in this too. I think Cachoeira, again, I had her last week, and I still think she wins this week by knockout.
I'm going to go with Lipsky to win this.
Give me the Zombie Girl. How do you think Lipsky gets it done?
Decision.
Oh, this one's going to be a fucking raping. Lupe Godinez versus Angela Overhill. Everyone's favorite fucking
Angela's
fighter,
almost
right?
40. Whew.
Almost 40. I mean, she started late. She did start late in her career. She's
losses in a
improved.
row.
I think if she would have started earlier off, she'd have a much better record. She'd probably have a much more successful career. But since she just started a late career, I just think that Lupe's going to be too big, strong, and physical.
Yeah.
Lupe, since she's debuted in the UFC, she's been dominant. She lost a decision to Penne that you don't call that. You can see it. She wins by powerbomb, right?
Yeah, she wins 2 power bombs.
And her loss to Carolina was up a weight class on like a week's notice. So those are kind of 2 sketchy losses she had. When she has had full fight camp at her weight class, she's looked dominant in every one of those fights. And I just think that Angela Hill's grappling defense is not. Now, if you give me somebody that wants to stand and like just throw a Muay Thai fight with Angela Hill, I think she could win a decision. And she kind of showed against Santos.
Yeah, I think this is like if this is a card that this fight goes to decision, she will be on the right end of it.
No.
Yeah, she will.
She can't win a decision. Has she ever won a decision?
I don't think it's gonna go.
Has she ever won a decision? I think she has. But
I think Lupe's gonna finish.
I think Lupe's gonna ground and pound her.
Yeah.
The finish might not happen though.
I think she's gonna finish her.
Angela Hill is
gonna be it for Angela
She did
Hill.
survive Genji Roba.
Yeah, but
she survived that one. And that's fucking Rob Schneider in a way.
How many fights are on this card?
Lucas Bresky, Martin Boudet, 2 European heavyweights. I think they both run the white contender series. Boudet I hate personally because he beat my boy Junior on the contender series.
Oh yeah.
But did not look that good against Huggy Bear.
Yeah.
He, what's his name? Chris Barnett.
Chris Barnett.
He did not look that good in that fight. He got a technical decision because like a knee to the head or down opponent or something like that. They didn't call it a disqualification because they went to the cards and he ended up getting that win versus Lucas, who did he draw with?
Did he get overturned, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah. Dylan Potter.
So he got overturned. Did he pop for something?
Or
was it a no contest?
Did he win or lose it? Can you click on that? Who got choked? I'm guessing he did the choking if he's on the... I doubt, yeah. I think he got the rear naked choke in there. I mean, Boudet should win this fight. I see him pressing against the cage. He's going to be taller, right? He's a little bit bigger, heavier. He is the underdog. Oh, that's Potter. I'm sorry.
This is the old fight.
Yeah. But I think Boudet is going to be the bigger. He's actually about the same size.
I'm going to go with Boudet.
I think it's going to be a lot of cage fighting. Pressing against the cage wrestling. Boudet probably gets a decision. I'm not super confident. I'm not minus 270 confident.
No.
But
these guys are too.
These are heavyweights too. It only takes one big one. So beware of that.
Boudet.
Low-level heavyweight fighting. Boudet. It's almost as bad as low-level women's, right?
Oh, this one's a coin flip, too.
Now, this is the narrative championship. We have 2 women that were more asking questions about what they're doing outside the cage than inside the cage, right?
Yeah, one quit on the stool last time.
And one looked like she quit. What's the Strina?
I don't know. But then
When did that come from?
She had a stomach bug, too, recently.
Yeah, it was called a baby. No, she's recently had, wife of Amanda Nunes, the GOAT, who beat the piss out of Juliana Pena. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you. Thank you for getting that off my screen. But anyway, Nina Nunes, she's the one that actually carried the baby, right? Went through the whole childbirth. She came back and fought Mackenzie Dern, looked terrible. She looked terrible against Mackenzie Dern. Has a boxing edge here. Cynthia Calvillo, as when she first started making noise and making her way up the rankings, she was heavily grappling based, good wrestling.
At strawweight.
But up top. And she moved up and she fought Jessica Ai. She won that fight. Still kind of incorporated that grapple a little bit more. But then she fell in love with her striking, and that's what you see up there. L. If she stands and tries to throw hands with Nina Nunes is a better boxer than her. Nina Nunes will win this fight.
What's going to happen. I think she might get Nunes down a couple times. I don't think she's going to be able to keep her there.
And if that's going to be the story of the fight. Or is Calvillo even going to engage in that? She hasn't seen it. She's already got the OnlyFans fade, right? She's doing it, so she got her head a little bit out of fighting.
So if she's doing OnlyFans, I'm going with Nunes. And it's been working for me for the most part.
I think Nina Nunes wins this fight. Anytime someone quits in a stool, it's hard for me to back them. Like, what's going to tell me they're not going to do that again? But again, her path will be wrestling. This fight's not going to last long. Look, Charlie Ontiveros, American Bad Boy, has one of the fucking most unique resumes in MMA history. He's one I was talking about before we started recording about the heart stoppage
He's the one that fucking Kevin Holland fucked up.
Kevin Holland, he has multiple fights where he's just quit in the middle of the cage. Just stopped. I'm done. I think Jeff Neal hit him with a kick and he quit. Like in the middle of the fight. But he also has a ton of first-round finishes. So he does have some knock. Who was his last fight?
Well,
He's actually showing some.
This is his natural weight class too, right? 155?
I don't know.
But where does this happen?
Steve Garcia. He was giving Steve Garcia a little bit of trouble until Garcia caught him and knocked him the fuck out.
And then Kevin Holland beat him.
Yeah, that's when he did a slam. He started yelling, and he hurt his neck or shoulder or some shit.
He dislocated his shoulder when he slammed him.
Gabriel Moglianidis getting up there in age definitely should win this fight. I could see him landing one of those back fucking leg kicks.
But who just knocked him out? He was winning the fight and then he got knocked out by Onama, yeah.
Onama.
But this guy's 6'2".
It don't matter.
He sucks, though. Jody, they
got about the same record.
I think Mowgli, I'm not going to trust a guy who quits. And again, just like Cynthia Calvillo, he has quit.
Same record.
He's a pretty big favorite.
However, when we talk in DraftKings, I will have some Charlie out there.
Yeah, I don't think minus 250 is way too wide.
And Mowgli has been knocked out recently. He's getting up there in age. He's going to be the much smaller guy.
Yeah.
But if he survives whatever early onslaught that Charlie Ontiveros has, it's going to be over. He's going to win by knockout, at least in the second round. I'm going with Mowgli in that one. And better team. Doesn't he fight AK?
Yeah.
AK.
I'm going with Mowgli to win.
No, it's another fun fight. I think all the good fights are early. The middle card is going to suck. Then we're going to kick off with some good fights to start. The middle's going to suck, and then the end's going to be pretty fucking good.
I'm on O'Day on this one.
Yeah, he's just too big, and I'm not going to bet a 38, almost 40 or 39-year-old flyweight. It's not good.
You're getting in Joseph Benavidez territory.
I mean, O'Day has been knocked out, but that was Mount Cape, who is championship level type guy. O'Day's looked great in his last two fights.
Fucking O'Day's at Syndicate.
Syndicate just won last night.
Yeah, they rarely do though.
I don't know.
It was an exception, not the rule.
I think people just always count their hits. That's what it is. You're only counting when you're right in that situation. I'm sure they do pretty well. But I think O'Day's just going to be the bigger fighter, younger fighter, and he's just on a roll. And I think he's found a home at one. He was at 135 for a long time. I think that division was just too much for him. I think he's going to be a lot better at this 125. He might be a factor.
I think O'Day wins. This has been kind of the talk of the town here.
I'm all about Yusuf Zalal.
I think Yusuf Zalal wins.
The Blackshear, the monster. I'm not scared of that monster.
I think he's backed up against the fence. He's got to win here. He's coming down to bantamweight. Fought some bigger, tougher competition
at featherweight and looked good. Like he went toe to toe with Ilya Taporia, Sean Woodson, Sungwoo Choi. Like he's been there with bigger, better fighters. And Damon Blackshear lost to Chris Mutina.
Yeah, that's bad.
Damon has a loss against Chris Mutina. Danny Sabatello's not a bad one.
And to Pat Sabatini.
Yeah.
He likes to wrestle. He's very grapple heavy. And, Yusuf's great at that, too.
As long as he does not try to throw some stupid fucking jumping, spinning shit.
Yeah.
he'll be all right. That's right. That's where he might find himself out of position
He kind of
and get taken
reminds me
down.
a lot of like Brandon Royval, but just not on the right end of the shit that he does. Like Royval tends to have some luck.
Well, Royval can scramble with the best of them.
Yeah.
Yusuf is also only 25. I didn't realize that. That's a lot of growth. That's a lot of growth in every camp. He's been out. He sat out for a while. He was fighting like every fucking week for a while there.
During that COVID shit, he was fighting a lot.
And he sat out. He went down a weight class. Probably why he took some time to come back. I think Yusuf makes a statement win this win too.
Yeah, I think he wins.
And first fight.
Another fight that got canceled from last week. Josh Quinlan, who is a juice fucking monkey,
still has some in his system,
versus Jason the Vanilla Gorilla fucking Witt. So it's not Quinlan, it's like Kian or something like that. I don't know. Quinoa. Yeah, the fucking quinoa, the fancy couscous. Won a day night's Good and White Contender Series by knockout, but it became a no contest because he tested positive for some kind of illegal substance. So he got to sit out for that. Got suspended for that. Last week when he goes to the fucking to Vegas for his whole test, it's all about John Jones again, the picograms type deal. He's got some picograms, and the same deal. They had to move to California, so juice head for sure versus knockout power versus a guy who has the most fucking soft chin in MMA,
but can grapple pretty well,
can wrestle his ass off and will be winning this fight until he gets knocked out. I had Jason Witt last week, and I still think he gets this done. But if you're betting Jason Witt at that underdog money, you're going to like it. But you're going to be fucking butthole puckered for the whole fucking fight because if he gets clipped, it's over. It is done. He's a good wrestler, and Quinlan has a problem with his takedown defense.
I think it's going to go like you said, but I think Witt's going to gas and get knocked out.
That could be. I'm going to go with Jason Witt by decision.
I don't think he gets it done. I think he gets knocked out.
I can't even argue against it.
I think he's going to look good. Everybody's like,
he's going to look good until he doesn't. He's going to look real good until he doesn't.
All right, what's our lock in the main card?
Ooh, lock. Man,
I'm on like a losing streak with my locks.
I am going to go with a little bit of a risk. That's not. We're doing main card, right? Yeah. I'm going to go Bruno Silva.
Oh, that's not a risk.
No, I was going to go Priscilla Cachoeira. She's not main card.
Give me David Onama. I think he's going to knock out.
He's going to knock out. You fucking traitor.
He's going to knock out Nate the Train.
Nate the Train might be your cousin. You don't fucking know that. You don't know that.
He's from a little too far east, west, I think.
He's Tennessee.
Where's he from? Tennessee? I thought it was Alabama.
No, he's from Tennessee. You don't know that.
All right.
You get your 23andMe. You might have a Landwehr in there.
Let's
definitely got a Mitchell probably.
Hey, did you see he's selling his Ram on Instagram, a 2017 with 45,000 miles
he had a Ranger
for 22.
On there too.
No, he's keeping the Ranger now because the Ranger's running good, and that's all he needs. It's 4-wheel drive, and it's
he's a simple man.
What does he cost to teach you how to pluck a duck?
Yeah, he was talking some shit the other day. I can't remember what it was.
He's like, for
laughing.
22, I ain't delivering it. You got to come get it.
Is it real?
What, his Schmick?
Yeah.
I think so. Seems authentic.
I think he's just. But why did all of a sudden start doing this?
What's that?
The whole Bryce Mitchell, like super, basically, turbo redneck. Like I get he's southern.
Because people like it. He's just
I think he's like turned himself up to 15.
Well, the truth is, it might be that he's always been that, and he kind of like neutered himself a little bit.
And
then finally was like, "Fuck."
Or is he kind of on the boring side when it comes to fighting? And he knew if he was going to get himself up into that rankings, kind of the Colby Covington. Obviously, he's not doing the same type of Colby Covington.
Yeah, but he's
not playing heel. He's more playing like the lovable redneck.
But he's also very much like, not asking for money. He's like, I get paid fairly. What the fuck do you want? I don't need any more than this. But like if he were playing that like I need to like be a star thing, I think he would lean into that a little more and go like, we need to get this money. Unless he purely wants the star status and doesn't.
He didn't ask for money, but he made a big deal about those camo shorts.
Yeah,
he went hard for those camo shorts. He has his different values. Like that's more than money to him. Camo short.
I drip blood, sweat, and tears and semen in this truck. I won't take less than 22,000. Highest bidder gets it though, and y'all got to come to me. I ain't dropping it off nowhere for that price. Tailgate opens with a screwdriver. It's a safety feature I added.
Hey, the way you go into that, you might have
a pretty
fucking
good price for that truck. 2017 with 45,000.
That's a pretty good Bryce impersonation too.
It does say it has nicks and dings and shit too.
Yeah,
so
says,
he mudded. He went mudding for sure.
4-wheel drive with that granny low. Y'all message me if you want it. It'll last for a long time. I promise. It runs perfect. Nothing wrong but the tailgate. Badass tires from. For some of that.
Hey, yeah. Like,
Blood, sweat, and semen.
I love when your southern comes out.
Blood, sweat, and semen.
All right.
It usually comes out the more he starts drinking.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Let's see what's going on this week in MMA.
A lot of shit.
Chris Cyborg set to make pro boxing debut September 25th.
Who cares?
I mean, women's boxing is kind of a fucking. Although there was that one fight a few months ago that was really fucking good.
Simone Silva.
Like they have the stars for sure, but I mean, man, there's just not a lot of women's boxers I really care about. I want to see.
No. Not
I
at
mean,
all.
women boxing is always fun, man. It's fucking swinging. They're swinging.
But they don't
And
knock each
Cyborg's
other
gonna
out.
swing. I always enjoyed female boxing.
It's like women's NBA with WNBA. There's no slam dunks.
There's no dunks.
But I mean,
But women just go crazy at it. You know?
I want to see the whole Kayla Harrison fight. Let's go.
Well,
Do it at 155. Cyber don't got to cut all crazy, and let's do this thing. I mean, I'm gonna at least follow this. I might not watch it. I'm not gonna pay fucking money to see this thing. I might even have a fucking a link to fucking stream this thing. Where are they gonna put this damn thing at? You know?
Right.
But,
Well, let's move on. You may have seen some controversy with Mike Tyson.
yeah, I stole his
this week
life
in
story,
Hulu.
whatever.
Yeah, well, that's what he's claiming.
Is
Hulu
that
made
the
this
Jamie
series.
Foxx one?
No.
Oh.
No,
Were we
no.
talking on here how he's thinking he's gonna die soon and shit?
Who?
Yeah. Well,
Mike
Tyson.
Tyson.
Dude,
he
Tyson's
thinks-
always high. Like really, really high. They're like he's not a buzz. Tyson's fucking lit to his fucking gills at all times.
So Mike Tyson says that Hulu's stealing his life rights and not paying him, and he's equating it to slavery. Nate Diaz comes out, goes, "I'm with Mike, fuck you, Hulu." And then apparently Dana
Damn.
White was offered millions to kind of co-sign on it, and he said no. Mike Tyson says, "I'll never forget what Hulu stole from me," with a picture of him and White. Hulu tried to desperately pay my brother Dana White millions without offering me $1 to promote their slave master takeover story about my life. He turned it down because he honors friendship and treating people with dignity. I'll never forget what he did for me, just like I'll never forget what Hulu stole from me.
Damn.
I mean, I don't put it past a fucking shitty corporation to fuck over, somebody to get their life story. So I'm willing to believe that. I mean, because obviously, like we said, I thought it was the Jamie Foxx one. Mike Tyson has no problem with that. So I guarantee you, if they would have came with a fair offer, he would have sold it to them too as well. If so.
Well, it might be that Dave Chappelle play where, like, maybe now Hulu goes, all right, you're right, Mike, here's $10 million. Now co-sign on this.
I mean, that might happen. Oh, Gene LeBell died, huh?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's fucking. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we try to do what we do through here, right? You don't want that fucking overlord taking your shit, selling your shit, doing all that stuff. I mean, I can only imagine when you're somebody's a fucking hot commodity. It's Mike Tyson, and what people are gonna do to you. Like his life story is worth more than fucking.
But there's been a lot of Mike Tyson stories out there and documentaries and a lot. I mean, maybe he's co-signed on all.
There's
of
been
them.
a lot of King Kong movies too, man. They fucking Hollywood don't make nothing new. They look for a brand. They look for something that already has a fan base built in.
One-man show, whatever, 10 years ago, which was, I thought, incredible.
Yeah, I saw that actually.
And then I don't know if it was. I watched it on maybe Netflix, the Mike Tyson story recently, and he wasn't in it, but there was like animation and stuff.
I remember the movie with Michael Jai White. It was like an HBO movie. I forget what it was called. That was a good one. Michael Jai White played him. But I mean, again, they're gonna keep rebuilding for each generation. They're gonna keep it going. Like look at movies. Like it's always a regeneration.
I mean, he also
happened.
might have got a little pressure to bitch about it because of the Jamie Foxx thing. Like
that could be
he
it too.
co-signed on the Jamie Foxx thing. Now all of a sudden the studio's going like, "Hey, what the fuck's going on over here at Hulu, Mike?" And Mike goes, "I have nothing to do with that." You know,
I mean,
I don't know what's going
I'm
on.
still with Mike on that. When Mike chose who he wanted to do business with, right, sold it legally, did all this shit, and this other place tried to snoop in. So he's like, "Don't fuck up my money either," you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also like I don't know, when it comes to like documentaries, like you think of a guy like Michael Moore, like nobody was going to give him the rights to like talk about Columbine and Flint, Michigan, and all those things. Like you got to be able to tell a story, but I guess it's probably different. Like a documentary is different than a biography, right?
Right, exactly. And also like.
But the Tiger Woods thing came out that wasn't.
But speaking
that
of Hulu,
HBO Tiger Woods thing was not an authorized Tiger Woods thing.
Well, they called it unauthorized though, didn't they?
Maybe.
But like I look at it like Hulu. You just fucking did that Pam and Tommy special, and it was all about shit like this, about stealing people's fucking intellectual property, their rights, all this shit, and then profiting off of stealing people's shit. And then you're gonna go ahead and do it. It's like you just brought the awareness to the fucking masses by doing that special, and now you're doing it yourself.
All right. I don't know. Mike Tyson's he's like just done 5 different podcasts in the last 3 years.
I mean, he's eccentric to say the least.
Yeah,
Right.
for
His
sure.
podcast with Bill Maher is a really good one though.
I
Because
don't
Bill
think
Maher
I've
calls
seen
him
that.
on his shit.
Does he?
Yeah. No, Mike. No. It's really good one. The fact that he has the balls to call out fucking
Mike Tyson is a
yeah.
big one.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'm a big fucking. I mean, growing up, Mike Tyson was my fucking Superman. Like he was my favorite. He's my favorite boxer of all time. He was, if I didn't become a Mike Tyson fan, I might not be here talking about MMA. Because obviously, MMA wasn't a thing back then. That got me into combat sports. Watching Tyson put people to fucking sleep in minutes.
Bite people's ears off.
Man, all that shit. So again, I'm always going to side with Mike Tyson. I got Mike Tyson T-shirt after T-shirt after T-shirt too. So.
Up next, we got Rose. Thug Rose reveals priority before UFC return. I don't know what this is, but
What
I
is
clicked
it?
on it.
Did the Fed stop investigating Pat Barry? With a map, a minor attracted person?
Relinquishing championships, reclaim the throne.
Listen, I mean,
Submission grappling match.
I'm so over Thug Rose.
Listen, she had one bad fight.
She had a bad night.
No, I'm so tired. She's been loopy from fucking day one. After she won the title the first
She's
time,
had moments for sure.
Like it's just so fucking annoying. If you're that fucking go to a fucking doctor. To get the fuck out. I don't want to. I'm sorry. I don't want to fucking hear your shit. I think she used it as a fucking crutch for her losses.
Yeah, we've all got shit, right?
Yeah,
all that shit.
like if you're that bad, don't worry about what the fuck you doing there in a cage fighting, right?
Yeah.
And then like she the whole thing where she felt like she won that fight and she was winning and all that nonsense.
Yeah, that was nuts.
That I mean,
I'm like, in what world?
that was possibly the worst fight in MMA history.
Oh, it was.
The only reason it was worse than the Derek Lewis Francis Ngannou was because it lasted 5 rounds.
Yeah.
that one was only 3. That Lewis
Yeah, I'm
and
trying to
Ngannou.
think of what stands out. If you ask me what's the worst fight, the first
But
thing
nothing
that pops, that's the
happened.
first thing that pops
Nothing
in my head.
happened. Like
Yeah.
they stood and looked at each other, and then now you're trying to where's your negotiating chip? Like what are you making proclamations for? Like I argue you should never got that title shot anyway against fucking what's her name, Whaley.
Right.
And then I mean she wants her grappling match, go ahead. They're talking about feeding her to the fucking bullet.
Danielle Kelly's gonna sub her.
I think they should.
No-gi super fight, guys.
I'm gonna do one of those one day. Watch. One day it's gonna be me on that motherfucker. But
Super fight.
it's gonna be me and Gordon Ryan.
Bro, Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar don't want me in no-gi. Brock Lesnar don't want me in no-gi. Let's go. Hey, Brock Lesnar, I'll fight you tomorrow. Let's go. I'm gonna say that so much until it really happens. I saw you. You ain't gonna pick no fucking tractor up and flip over my fucking mats. All right, let's go. You struggle with Roman Reigns. I'm gonna fuck you up. I fight for real.
DQ Demopoulos.
Yeah, exactly. I'm too violent for combat
break your
sports.
back.
Remember that, Brock. I'm too violent for jiu-jitsu. I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says that. Too violent for jiu-jitsu.
All right, we got a retirement here. Uriah Hall.
Yeah, you saw Bo Nick out last night. It's like, fuck that. I ain't
He's
fighting that
probably
guy.
past due, actually.
I mean, he's.
I
I
don't
mean,
know, man. He's another. I didn't really
he's-
care that much for.
he's-
He had a lot of potential, but
he's one of the biggest. He's right there with Michael Johnson. Guys that should have at
10 and
least
9.
fought for a world championship. Should have at one point at least fought for that world title. Just never
he
manifested
just had moments
itself.
like to take pictures sometimes.
Yeah,
He
and-
just did
and-
not let his hands go.
And he was too passive at times. You know, he didn't fucking want to hurt people at times. Still has. What?
Santos accused
Yeah.
of scamming coach's manager.
Yeah, well, her manager said they didn't pay. She didn't pay her either.
Oh shit.
So yeah, it's gonna be back and forth.
Yeah.
She ain't got no money,
Colby
probably.
Covington.
She probably don't got no fucking money though. She's a fucking women's fighter who just fucking made it up now. But anyway,
Well, good for Hall. Way to get
I
out.
love Uriah Hall. I would call myself a Uriah Hall fan. Again, we'll definitely have to say he's wasted potential, but still has one of the best tough moment of all time. That spinning back kick knockout on the Tough Live series was one of the fucking best moments in tough history. which I think Tough should have died right there because that fucking sucks now. We have Dana White Contender Series. We don't need Tough anymore.
Yeah, it seems like the talent's not that great on there sometimes.
No,
you get a lot of boring, dull fights.
And then I fast forward it for the fights anyway.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about your backstory. I don't care about your grandma Juju. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a good fighter, borderline Hall of Famer. He's not gonna make it in, but he's a guy who kind of tiptoed that Hall of Fame level. He's the man. This is the reason that Uriah quit, guys.
I mean, we knew this was gonna happen.
Quick win on Dana White Contender Series with.
I don't
Bo
get why.
Nichols.
The big thing is why he didn't get a contract. Bo Nickel is.
He's a middleweight. He
Yeah.
doesn't look that big.
He's possibly the best college wrestler of all time. He's in the conversation for the best college wrestler of all time at Penn State with the best programs. Only 1-0 in MMA. Was a fucking minus like 3,000 favorite last night, and got it done in a minute. Yet he didn't get a contract. Dana White says it's because he's only 1-0 and he wants him to come back to Contender Series. Dana, you knew he was 1-0 when you brought him here. So what changed in that time? I think it was always set up that he's going to do 2 Contender Series fights. I think that was always going to be the
something
thing.
about bringing in eyes. Views.
He works with top teams, so Lambert has connection with Dana White. They probably all,
Listen, why is fucking somebody, some other promotion swoop in on his ass?
But I think there's a like a developmental contract already in play.
Maybe.
I think this is basically not for sure. They're really fighting, but I think though you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But we just don't want a guy in here who's 2-0.
Yeah. Where did he have his other win at?
Some fucking low. He beat some fucking guy that looked like he should be fucking cleaning car windshields.
Yeah.
What if he loses
looked
the
rough?
next
The guy he beat
Not
looked.
cleaning clocks, huh?
He looked amazing. It's funny. I'm watching this fight with my son, who does jiu-jitsu on his own, and he goes, "Dad, didn't fight the hands. Don't think he knows what to do to rear naked chokes." I was like, "You're right." He's like, and then when he didn't get a contract, he got pissed.
Oh,
Jackson
man.
got mad. He's like, "What? What? He dominated. He dominated."
I mean, he's got a point.
Yeah,
That's what you wanted, Dana.
Hey, Dana, that's a
what you
7-year-old.
wanted.
That's a 7-year-old's opinion. Simple as it gets.
Yeah.
But this guy's gonna be a star.
You lost a viewer.
I would like to see him fight some better competition for sure. But again, for 2-0,
Yeah, you don't want to rush him right into the UFC like that.
he is.
Maybe you could go into worse divisions.
Although
I
think if his name was Bo Nikol Magomedov, everybody all on right
yeah.
now. If he was already in, if he had a Madoff last name.
Did he have his fight yet?
Which one?
The one he lost. He's got the rematch against the guy.
Oh, that giant fuck, Moraes?
Yeah, did he fight him again yet?
I don't think so yet. Man, there's only one fight for Demetrius I want to see, and it's never ever gonna happen.
Who's that?
I want to see the fucking trilogy with Cejudo.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I know people want me to grapple Musameki. I will eat him up alive.
Oh, Musameki and him. I like to see
He says
it.
he knows how it'll go. The battle will tear my ACL.
I
He'll
mean,
eat me up
Musameki
alive.
fucking didn't he heel hook? He gave Imanari his leg.
Like he's smart. Like he's like, look, I know those guys eat, breathe jujitsu. He's gonna fuck me
Like
up.
he gave Imanari his leg and said, "Here, take this. I want to bait you with this."
It's like Hamzat said the same about
But-
Canelo. He's like, I'm not boxing Canelo. You
Well,
fucking nuts?
speaking of
I
that,
read that wrong.
like,
will eat me up alive.
Yeah.
Musameki will eat
but
him up.
did you see that?
Misread that.
Speaking of Canelo, Usman was talking about the Canelo fight. How he'd rather fight Canelo than Jake Paul because there's no risk fighting Canelo. So at least he's realistic about this thing. If I lose to Canelo, no one's gonna care. If I lose to Jake Paul, it might be a knock on my fucking record. But Mikey Musiecki. He was just on Rogan a couple weeks ago. The guy that only eats pizza, eating pizza and pasta.
Wait,
He's
one
fucking-
meal a day.
He's like 25 years old or so. Wait till you're 35, Mikey.
Yeah.
Wait to see how that goes.
I mean, that's his only meal though, right? He fasts during he trains and everything, so it'll work out.
That's not gonna work when you're that old.
I don't know.
Your body's not
He'll
gonna take
probably
that
bite him
shit.
in the ass at some
I would
point.
just imagine like maybe body composition he'll be fine, but like how does he like his joints and how
That's
does
what
he
I'm saying. When you
recover,
start
like,
getting older.
his energy levels, you know?
Yeah, when you start getting older.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's great. I mean, the guy's been doing jiu-jitsu since he's 5. Hopefully, that's why I put my boys in there young. See what they do when it becomes your natural motion. Demetrius Johnson, that was the biggest fucking scams in UFC history. Trading him for fucking Ben Askren.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they even had to give away anybody for Askren. They probably could have sent one some money and got Ben if they really wanted him. There's so many. Like, can you imagine him and Moreno, him and Figgy? There's so many good fights at 125 for him now that he could really establish himself as a GOAT if he really wanted to be that GOAT. Man, it sucks.
Up next, we got Rose talks potential move to featherweight
What do
with
you think happens here,
Shevchenko.
Can she even make 125?
Yeah.
She has to gain some weight.
I
No,
mean,
bullet's gonna kill her.
man.
I just don't see like.
Can we just do Bullet Nunes one more time?
Yeah, that's the
And
only
then
fight
have
to
Nunes
make.
retire.
Yeah, that's the only fight.
Nunes
Both
to
of them maybe retire.
Bullet's not. Isn't she? How young is she?
35?
Oh, she ain't that young. I thought she's like
No,
32.
she's getting up there, I think.
Yeah, they both could retire. I don't think, but she doesn't look like she's slowing down at all. Nunes, although she didn't look like on Saturday she was slowing down at all. But
No,
see,
she
her
fucking
life is
painted
slowing down.
up.
But her life is slowing down, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas fucking Valentina's single, fucking still super spy,
Yeah.
fucking Black Widow ass. Rose will get her shit beat out of her.
Yeah, she'll get destroyed.
This will be so bad.
Yeah.
This would be so. This I don't even think
How
it-
would she even mentally get ready for this fight?
The athletic commission that sanctioned this should lose their fucking licenses. There's no way this should fucking happen. It'd be fucking bad news. But I'm here for it.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm here for it. I like to see blood. That's why we do this, right? Just bleed.
So
Man, it's kind of we were talking about this before.
right,
Sucks. That's what it is. What are you going to do?
BJJ legend.
Yeah, I remember
What I
watching
hate-
some of his
Oh, he
fights and
turned
stuff.
himself in. I didn't.
So what I hate about this is like,
Oh, it was a
There's-
cop, right?
yeah, there's a
It was
big talk in
off-duty
the,
cop.
you know, we both do jujitsu, whatever. There's a big talk in the community, like, is it self-defense or should you use it out in public or in the street? This man was just minding his own fucking business, from what I understand, right? At a club, you know, and an
Yeah.
off-duty cop comes up to him and steals his bottle, and he tries to defuse the situation for the most
he
part.
He tries to like. I put some witness saying he was trying to walk away, and the guy kept pushing the issue, and something happened. I think he tried to hit one of Lowe's friends or something, or went out.
And
to Lowe's
Didn't
But-
Lowe
friends.
have him? They
Yeah,
said
yeah,
he,
Lowe took him
After
done
a
double
while,
leg,
after a
took
while,
him
took
down,
him
got
down.
mount.
But he did everything to avoid this
And he's
situation.
like, "Is it over? Is it over?" And the guy says, "Yes, it's over."
Yeah.
Lowe lets him up, and the guy pulls a gun and shoots him in
shoots
the
him.
head,
right.
and then
So-
shoots him 2 more times when he's on the ground.
Fucking terrible.
And the cop was supposedly a purple belt
yeah.
himself in jiu-jitsu, so he knew who Lowe was. And
You
he's got,
think
like-
he knew who he
did.
was?
They said he did. He,
I
like,
mean,
he knew of him.
Dude,
Maybe
he's
not
a Brazilian
personally.
jiu-jitsu legend
He's a
in Brazil.
legend in Brazilian jiu- yeah.
And he's in Brazil when this fucking happens too.
Yeah.
And I think that cop was going to try to test his mettle and got mad. I think that the whole situation was kind of like, I'm going to fuck with this guy, get him to
But
fucking
then
fight me.
there's fighting, and then there's just fucking violence, right?
yeah.
Like they're 2 different things. They're not
But
mutually
he honestly,
exclusive.
from even in the double leg to like mounting, whatever he did, that's just trying to defuse. He's not trying to hurt nobody.
Yeah.
He's not like, embarrassing nobody. He's like, I'm just trying to break this up and stop this from happening. You're attacking my friends. I try to avoid this all the way
Yeah.
through, and then it ends up like this is fucking terrible. I mean, I don't think there's any way he could avoid this. That's the worst part about
Oh
this.
yeah, if he would have just beat the fuck out of the dude and rendered him
yeah,
fucking
maybe-
yeah.
yeah.
But then they would have been like, why didn't you just defuse
Could
it?
you imagine if you fucking strangle a cop in Brazil, like the type of law, and then what would happen?
Yeah,
to
and
you?
they're like told to
Like-
carry their pieces with them when they're off duty everywhere they go, and it sucks. It's fucking. What do you do? Like he tried to walk away. The guy kept badgering him, attacked one of his friends supposedly.
Yeah, it's just fucking. It's 33 years old. Fucking sucks. And we kind of made us talking about, what the fuck, Tony? From one death to another.
Explain this, Mike.
From one death to another.
This is your boy.
I can't explain
Ferguson's
Tony
got a
Ferguson.
new home.
Nobody can explain Tony Ferguson. Hold on a
Hey,
second.
You can try.
No.
You guys might be on somewhat of a similar wavelength.
Tony Ferguson still thinks it's 2010. So he went to Jackson Wink to try to get right to ship. What this means is he's going to start to fight boringly. Tony Ferguson's going to wrestle and take down and do everything he hates to do. That's what Jackson Wink teaches, right? We're going to take you down, we're going to sit on top of you, and we're going to fucking control for fucking 5 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Tony is just done. When the chin cracked,
Who's calling him
That was
out?
it.
Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker wants to
Dan
fight.
that's
him.
good. That's
I mean,
a good
it's a
matchup.
decent fight to make.
It's a good matchup. I rather see Tony and Connor. I think it's a more fun fight, more hype.
Yeah.
It'll be great fucking promos. That's what I want to see. But yeah,
Mike's favorite, Mike's
this
daddy.
is Tony's favorite fighter. in
Hall
the
of
UFC.
Famer right there.
Tony's dad.
Dude, he's going to
Sam
be
Alvey
in the
retired.
hall with
Hey,
the
so did
most
you-
consecutive losses.
Did you pick him on every one of those?
I didn't pick him on this last one, no.
No.
No, I picked him on a lot of them, though.
I don't know if we didn't really do picks this last week because I was fucking out of town, so I don't even fucking know what happened. But anyway, I mean, what
God.
nine straight losses?
It's like 8 losses too late. Yeah, you know. We're talking about how much this guy makes just for showing up, doing his media and everything.
I mean, he makes stars. Like he gives highlight knockouts to people.
Yeah.
I mean, on the flip side, Prince Michael might be really dangerous at that middleweight weight class.
He might be, but I don't know, like, the way they were framing it, like, oh, we got ourselves a serious contender after dispatching Alvey. I'm like, okay.
I
you
mean,
really
he's knocked
can't.
out some 205ers though too.
You know, he's got good hands. He's
But
kind of
I mean, Alvey was always decent at his best, right? Never,
decent.
Never anything.
He's a journeyman.
fucking
He's a
special.
journeyman.
And it just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse.
Well, when that chin goes,
and
it
that
goes.
journey went to the fucking center of the earth. What's the movie called? The Journey to the Center of the Earth. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
him. He fucking fell
You've
right
seen
to
it
the
happen
fucking
with
core.
everybody's chins. They go, they go.
It wasn't just chin. It was just fucking everything. It was everything.
On my birthday, Izzy
November 12th.
versus Alex Pereira.
I don't know. I
UFC
think Izzy wins.
281.
Alex Pereira weighed in at 238 pounds today.
What?
238. He posted it.
How in the fuck?
238 motherfucker.
I mean, he's still got plenty of
He
time
lost
between now and
53
I'm
November
saying how
12.
big that motherfucker is.
53 pounds?
That's how big he is walking around. That's a big boy. That's where that power comes from that he puts people to sleep with. I mean, the two. It's going to be a kickboxing fight. If you want to kind of see how it's going to go, you can. I mean, it'd be funny if fucking Izzy blasts a double.
It's probably going to be a slow, boring fight.
Yeah, Izzy's going to avoid that left hand.
Yeah.
Izzy's going to avoid the left hook. He's doing everything he can to avoid the left hook.
Coming to be the most boring
And
champ.
Pereira is a counterpuncher. You got two counterpunchers.
Yeah.
You got two counterpunchers fighting each other. I think it's going to go 5 rounds. And I don't know what Pereira's going to look like in 5 rounds.
It's going to be boring, though, I think. Either way.
I'm
I'm not that excited for it.
But it also will be to the point where you're always going to be on the edge of your seat because you know it only takes one from Pereira.
Yeah, but
So you like Izzy can never relax in that case.
but as
It's
the
not-
fight goes on, he wears down.
It's not going to be like Jared Cannonier where you knew that big shot wasn't coming. He was no way he was going to catch him. Pereira has done it before. It's on tape. You can watch it happen. The first fight, I mean, I think Izzy won that decision. The second fight, Izzy was winning until he got knocked out. So it could end up being, like you said, boring and not being touched. But like Potan's got that fucking left hand that just puts people in the fucking cemetery.
Give me Izzy.
I'm going with Izzy for sure.
Izzy decision.
I would just love to see Izzy's fucking blast a double and sub him.
That'd be great.
Get
Show
that
some
Gal-
Galval
get
Atos.
Galval fucking
yeah,
purple
show
belt.
that purple belt.
But yeah, I mean, I think Izzy wins. It's gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be his toughest test since Joel.
Yeah.
Well, that does it, guys, for this week of In the Good.
Later.
We will be back next week to break down.
The Edwards and Usman.
Edwards
Oh,
Usman.
yeah. Maybe that's the Jake Paul fight. Jake
winner?
Paul fights the big fat Usman, the brother first, and then
Everybody fuck him up. If he was scared to fight fucking Rockman Jr. at cruiserweight, fucking Muhammad Usman was a big motherfucker.
that's what I'm saying.
He's a big
Put him in
boy.
there. But I'm so far unimpressed. Right? He seems slow.
Oh yeah, I'm not. But I think
Paul
there's a
might
reason.
whoop his ass.
No, Jake Paul fights smaller people.
He does.
He fights smaller people on purpose. On purpose. That's why he's so fucking adamant about that hydration clause.
We got Nate Diaz loses to Chimaev and then goes fights Jake Paul.
I
I
like
like
it.
to see fucking Rocky fight Jake Paul.
Rocky.
Leon Edwards.
Oh. Dude, I fuck him up.
Who?
Leon Edwards probably fuck Jake Paul up.
Yeah, that's what I think so too. I don't think Jake.
I
will
don't
be
think
him.
probably about it. I think he does.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Later.